episode of Style by Stevie. We are here with the multi-talented Kid Griffey. Welcome to the Dollhouse. It's such a pleasure to have you here. And
Like,
how has 2026 been for you thus far?
It's been a blessing. Definitely multiple things have been going my way and keeping me on the right path, especially with my music and everything. So I'm blessed.
Yes. So let's get right into the journey. Now, I've done my research and homework, and you were born and raised in Chicago with so much talent that has come out of the Chicago area, and you began pinning your freestyle over Jay Z's song Cry. So, yes, I've done work, I've
Yeah.
studied, and
I haven't
you
heard that in a while.
we are the complete total opposite. You're an introvert. I know that you're very shy. I know that I'm a Scorpio, and Scorpios, we are very, how can I say it? We're passionate, we're very adamant, we're very driven, we're outgoing. My mom's a Libra, October, and so those are some things that we have in common, and then some things that we don't have in common. But let's start at the beginning of your journey. Growing up in Chicago, who were some of the artists that you looked up to that paved the way for you? Because I know there's so many artists that come from out of Chicago, like Jennifer Hudson. If you want to go to the comics, Gary Shepard, there's Chance the
Yeah.
Rapper. I mean, it's so many just to name a few. Hi, Chef Sky. Hey, girl. Happy Monday. And I
How you
hope
doing? But
so for you.
yeah, my journey is kind of different. So I was born in Chicago. I lived there up until the age of 6 years old, and then we moved to Rockford, Illinois, which is right outside of Chicago. Um, Me being into music, I've always loved music. I love a lot of old school music because I have an old soul. So I listen to a lot of 70s, 80s, and early 90s things a lot. So that's always influenced me. But when I first started writing music when I was 17, Chance the Rapper, Jay-Z, Biggie, um, I had a lot of influence of people who of music that I listened to. I listened to a lot of music, like a huge variety of music. So I couldn't say who exactly pinpointed me, but it was a lot of different artists who helped me get to where I am today.
And they've helped shape your career. And look at you now where you are. And last month you released an album, Cowboy Griffey, and you dropped two
Oh,
singles.
not
Yes.
yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet. It's not out
Not yet.
yet. But we'll get to
I
that
don't.
later in the show. So let's talk about you did a freestyle cover at the age of 17 to Jay-Z's Song Cry. And
Yes.
that kind of kick started your career into getting into music. And then from then there on and so forth and so on. So tell us, what
Yep.
was it like putting your freestyle to Jay-Z's Song Cry?
Um, Being very nervous at the moment, not knowing if people would like it or even if I was saying the right things or putting things in the right place. But it got a great response when I did drop it. And so that itself gave me more confidence to continue to keep writing and just trying new things.
Yes. And a lot of people don't know this about you. Speaking of freestyle, you've written A Boogie with the Hoogie, who we were seeing with Drewski. They were on stage together. So you've had the
Yeah.
pleasure of writing. A lot of people don't know that. See, again, I've done my homework. I have to make sure that everything is right. So what was it like writing with A Boogie?
It was pretty cool. It was an experience that I'll never forget. It wasn't nothing like really big or anything like that, but I would definitely love to like actually link up with him again and really just really make something happen.
Who knows? Who knows who could be watching? Let's put it out there. It could happen.
Yeah, I
So
say you never know.
yes. And you have a quote that I absolutely love. And one thing about my talk show and my platform is I dare to be different. And I'm going to
Definitely.
read the quote to you. To not fit in or not to be popular. As long as you know who you are happy with that. You don't ever have to change somebody and your greatness or downplay it. I absolutely love it. Do you still live by this mantra?
Oh, definitely. It's actually my brand, talented, not popular, and it's something that I stand for. Because I've never always been the one to fit in or be accepted fully. So I've always branded myself as someone who got his notoriety and recognition by just being talented and not a popular person who was always on the scene and in everyone's faces or at all the parties and things like that. So I was always an introvert. So I feel like my talent is what made me stand out and what made people notice me.
I can tell you're very introverted, and unlike my guest that I had on the show that's coming on tomorrow, your label mate T Bishop, he came
Oh yeah.
the last time. Um, you kind of remind me of him in a sense of when you get on stage, when you're in videos, because I've watched some of your videos, watched some of your performances, and I'm just like, this guy is full of talent. But when
Thank
you
you.
do your interviews, it's the complete opposite. And you know, there are so many artists who are like that, who are introverted. They give
Yeah.
themselves to the world and they get on stage and they are electrifying. And when I did my interview with T Bishop, shout out my brother K Tukes, host of the K Tuke Spot, and a very happy birthday, boo. Birthday,
Oh,
brother.
happy birthday, my guy.
Yes, so y'all wish my brother K Tukes a happy birthday in the comments. Give him those birthday cakes. And y'all know the color for this season is green. So also include those green
Oh, my
hearts as well.
favorite tone.
And y'all head and check him out on his platform, the K Tuke Spot. And we have a collaboration that will be coming in the works later this year. So y'all stay tuned for that. But back to you, kid. Hi, Chrissy. Yes, boo. We were just wishing K Tukes a happy birthday. Y'all wish him a happy birthday. We're here with Kid Griffey. Y'all make sure that y'all go and check him out. Very talented as well. All of you fashion dolls. Thank y'all all. It's such a to have a great lineup this. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We have uh Coach D, who from My Touch Network will be joining me this week on the 6th. So make sure you guys for that. Tomorrow we have Kid Griffey's label mate T Bishop joining me tomorrow. But back to T Bishop, I made the comparison between the two because you two are introverts. You're introverted in a way, and you're not like me. I'm lively. I'm colorful. I'm outspoken, loud. Um, and even with me growing up with siblings, I know what it's like to have that one child that's like to themselves. They're in their creative bag, and
Hmm.
I've watched some of your interviews, and you really study focus. You're in your creative mode. You just sit back and you observe. And as a creative, it's always great to be that way because we would not have the greats who same way that you are, and I can name a few. Uh, Lil Kim. A lot of people don't know about her from her lyrics. They might think that she's about that life. You know, she
Hmm.
or whatever. But when you see her in interviews, it's the complete opposite. Another
Yeah.
one of my favorites, and I love this woman dearly, Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
The same way her brother is, Michael, who's very introverted as well, to see that. But when he gets on stage,
It's a whole
you're like,
different person.
who is this person? And why didn't I get this in the interview? But see, they're in their creative modes. May God rest King of Pop, Michael Jackson. If you guys haven't seen the film,
Definitely.
y'all go check it out. Another is another one of my favorites as well too, and he would let you know he's not really a photogenical person or an interview type person, and that was Prince. But Prince was
Oh yeah.
creative and ahead of his time. Like he is one who studied the arts, who is a consummate perfectionist. Michael, Janet, and Lil Kim are. They are consummate professionals, and they study their craft. They're about their business. They're about making sure that their artist gets amazing shows, as well as yourself. And that was going to be next question for you because every artist has to have something that hypes them up when they go out on stage or gets them in the mood. Because I know you're very introverted, but seeing your performances, like, why don't I get this? But I've seen your interviews and you're very introverted, you're very guarded, you're very shy. And that's a great way to be in this business. We have to make sure that we're in that mode, having your
Hmm.
reservations, knowing your surroundings, all of these things. But that was my next question for you. What's your walk up or theme song? And it has to be something that inspires you to get you going. What's your walk up or theme song?
Even if I don't perform it that night, one song that I listen to, when I go out, especially when I'm about to perform, is my song Flex. That was my first song that I've ever wrote. And it's got so much great response, and people still to this day love that song. So Flex is probably one of my top songs that I'll listen to before I go perform if I'm not already opening up the show with it.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh my goodness. If you had a free pass to do one thing without suffering the consequences for it, what would you do in your career, in your lifetime?
Ooh, uh, no consequence. Like I've been watching a lot of movies lately, and I feel like I could really like playing like a bank robbery. Like I feel like just one time, I feel like just on some action movie type stuff. We ain't gotta do no shooting or nothing like that if I ain't gotta face no consequences. But we can still act like we sneaking.
What's one thing that you're grateful for in your life and your career at this point? Because you started off very young. You started writing and your first freestyle, 17, 18 years old, going in the studio. And look at you now performing, shooting music videos. It's just like a blur. So, what's one thing that you're most grateful for in your life at this point in your career?
I'll say the one thing that I'm always gonna be more grateful for than anything else in my life is making it through my seizures. I went through seizures from the age of 21 to 26 almost every night in my sleep. For the first 3.5 years, it was every night, and then it slowed down to every other night if I was lucky, or every other night if I had a good week. The doctors couldn't really figure out what was going on, and they tried to put me on two different medicines. I really was not liking them, so I took myself off of them and pretty much decided, okay, I'm just gonna take this into my own hands. And I really just started building my relationship with God stronger, and really just working on my mental and not stressing as much and letting other people burden be something that's put on my plate. And after 5.5 years, close to 5.5, 6 years, they just stopped. And I was able to actually start becoming an artist because when I first started writing at 17, I didn't think it was gonna like be something that I was fully like gonna be doing. But as I got a little older, 18, 19, 20, I was like, okay, this is something that I really like. I've been writing, I got songs together. Okay, I really want to start doing this. But literally the day after I turned 21, I started having seizures out of nowhere, and nobody can tell me what caused them.
Wow. That that's that is so crazy. It's like you're inside my mind already because I lost my sister in August of 2018 and she suffered from epilepsy. She had seizures as well too. And we were just trying to also the same way with you pinpoint what was going on. But would you say the power of music, it has a way of healing. Would you say that that has also healed
Yes.
you?
I say that music saved my life. I tell people that all the time. I feel like I made it through that for a reason, and it was because God wanted me to spread my voice and be able to talk to the people that He wants me to talk to. And having a talent that He blessed me with, not something that I worked on or was taught or anything like that. My first song is was and still is one of my biggest songs that people love. So being God gifted, I feel like He got me through that. And it was pretty much to just sit me down. The devil sat me down, but I feel like at the same time he kept his hand on me just to keep me through it, just to humble me, keep me in the right space, and just help me grow. Because I've learned a lot since those seizures, even though I don't remember some of my past. Um, I don't remember all of my childhood and things like that because of my seizures. I was able to get through it. So it's dope that I was able to make it through that, and God was able to bless me to still be able to write music and even be even more creative than when I first started.
We talk about being in our creative space and being in our comfort zones. What does home feel like to you as an artist?
Uh, I don't know. It's been a while since I've been comfortable, if you know what I mean. So I'm probably still figuring that out.
Don't y'all
And
worry, he's
still.
gonna get a chance to put me in the hot seat at the end of the show because my guests will ask me questions. Rico Cassadine, I know you watching. I love Rico. Rico was trying to get all up in my business. We're gonna do that closer to the end of the show, kid, where my guests get to ask me questions because I know what it's like doing interviews. It's nerve-wracking. And I had to
Yeah.
go on my brother K-Tuk's platform, and then shout outs to my girl Faith is the Substance. Y'all head on over and subscribe to her channel as well. I did an interview with her, and she made me choose between two of my colleagues, Bubs the God and K Tooks. And I'm just like, oh God, you already know who I'm because K Tooks is he knows how to keep it going, but at the same time, he knows how to turn off. Bubs has no chill. That is the comedian of our
Oh.
group. So if we were all in class right now, we and the teacher was calling our names or whatever, we would be the first one. We that one right there, Bubs. That one would get us all in trouble. So, but
Everybody got that one friend.
yes, that one friend in the group that's gonna make you laugh, that's gonna do something to get the whole class in trouble, and then you all have to face the consequences for it. But that was gonna be my next question for you. What's something society has lost that you wish that we still had? And I'll go first. I'll say laughter, joy. And I've been doing it through doing this platform, bringing joy to people. So, what's something that you wish society had?
Morals.
Yes.
I feel like this society has lost a lot of morals and just a lot of people don't stand on a lot of things nowadays. It's a lot of followers in this generation. Um, I feel like it's definitely a lack of morals, especially with everything going wrong in this generation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have these all the time, and I just wanted to know if you had them as an introvert. I experienced them as an extrovert, and it's just like, ooh, these moments where it's just like it dawns on me like deja vu. Have you ever had a moment of clarity or an epiphany?
Yeah, when I first wrote my first country song, I sat in the car one day, and I was just sitting and thinking about my past and really just trying to see where I could take myself in my future. And for some reason, I don't know why, I just broke down and like just thinking about life. And the next day, I ended up writing my first country song, which is No Reason, um, which is starting off the project. And so I feel like that was a huge moment for me because I learned a lot about myself that night.
And as an artist, you tapping into that space when you're going in the studio, and we see it a lot with a lot of artists. And I can give you an example. I love Tony Braxton. She said the one song that was her biggest ballad, she almost did not record because it was so painful for
Hmm.
her, which is Unbreak My Heart. Y'all know it. And she said going in the studio, she did not almost record that song. That song would
Yeah,
have not have happened. You have to go as an artist and tap into that space where from losing love, from losing life, from losing all of these pieces of you and share that with the world. And as an artist, I'm pretty sure you can relate to that. And it's a quote from
yeah,
one of my favorite singers. She's no longer with us. That's Nina Simone. She said, an artist's job is to reflect the times. There are people out here who are hurting and who have had broken hearts, who have ever been in love, falling out of love, falling in love, all of these different types of things and situations.
definitely.
And as an artist, you're writing about it. And then what has been some of the responses that people have gotten from your music? Because your music is impactful. Believe it or not, it's impactful and it is making a lasting impression on lots of people.
And I'm very grateful for that. I don't know, some of the things that I've experienced with supporters and fans seem unbelievable sometimes. From people saying that I've helped them through certain mental situations to seeing people cry while I'm performing, or even just having little kids themed birthday parties after me. Like it's amazing. But I've had a lot of moments where uh supporters have come to me in my inbox and have given me encouraging words and just telling me to keep pushing because you never know who your music is touching. So it's very dope. I love every personal experience that I get with every one of my supporters.
Yes, 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 yes. And we got a question from Chrissy. Chrissy wants to know who are some of your musical influences?
Jay-Z, Biggie, Redman, Inspector Deck, uh, Lil Wayne, um, who else? Kid Ink, um, Chance the Rapper. Um, that's a lot of Goody Mob. Um, it's a lot of people. Florida Georgia Line. If people don't know who that is, that's a country group. They make very dope music. Who else? Uh, Darius Rucker. That was one of the first country artists I ever listened to. Who really got me into country music. As I got a lot of music influence. And as people listen to my music and check me out and stuff, as you like listen more and more, you'll understand why I have so many musical influences as you listen to as many genres as I portray myself in and have fun with.
And you have a very eclectic sound for music. You've mixed and matched with hip hop and country, and that's what I love. You don't put yourself in a box. And speaking of which, there's my girl Faith is the substance. She says salutations, old kid Griffey, and we are back. It went out for a second.
Sorry,
She says hi, kid
y'all.
Griffey.
How you doing, Faith? What's this?
Shut up.
Faith is the substance. How you doing?
Yes, we was that is her. And y'all make sure y'all head on over and subscribe to her channel. I believe she has a show this week, the 6th. So
Oh,
y'all
okay.
make
I'm
sure
gonna make
y'all
sure I go
tune
follow her.
in and check her out. Um, definitely head on over and subscribe to her channel. She has
Okay, should I do it
amazing
right now? On here?
interviews.
Oh no,
Amazing interviews. So
I'll do it.
what big dream do you have yet to realize in your career in this present time? What's a big dream that you have yet to realize?
A big dream that I have yet to realize. Um, Explain that for me. I'm trying to think
Like
of.
you're growing up, as a young 17-year-old in the business, and you're saying,
Yeah,
okay, I'm writing my first freestyle, and I'm at this point in my life, and it's just like all coming to me, like again that feeling, like wow, is this really happening? I'm in the studio recording my music, actually making it happen, networking with other artists. Like in the beginning, again, if you guys don't know, Kid has written with A Boogie, so y'all make sure y'all go and check him out as well, to another amazing artist. And again, what I
definitely.
love about you both is that you're able to go in all genres of music. So I would say that's a big dream. Like it's like a pinch me moment. I've done things in my career, like done over 1,000 interviews, to be able
Oh
to
wow,
sit with Tommy Davidson, to be able to sit with Vanessa Williams, to be able to sit with Cara Young, who's on the cover of Vogue and Hoppus Bazaar and Essence. So many
I-
things in my career. So for you, what would you say is your big dream?
uh, I would say to be in the same studio as Jay Z. I feel like
It's
that
gonna
would be
happen.
a full loop moment for me having listened to him and him being my favorite artist growing up. And to be honest, I feel like I know I'm the type of artist that he looking for. He just ain't seen me yet. So I just gotta meet him. That's it. And I feel like if I feel like that'd be like a dream come true for me. Like when it comes to my music and my career, like even if he don't sign me, just to be able to meet him and just have a conversation with him and just let him know the influence that he's giving me.
again, the power of manifestation. And I was telling my brother K Toops this on the phone. We talked about it last week. And he was like, well, yeah, I believe in that. I was like, brother, it could happen. You never know. He was
Oh
saying
yeah.
something to me. And I said, you put it out there and it will happen full circle. I, I remember that year I got that interview with Vanessa Williams. And I literally have pictures of her on. I have like a wall of women, and the wall of women I
Hmm.
have Taraji P Henson is on the wall, Rihanna's on the wall, Kamala's on the wall. I've got Grace Jones on the wall, Diana Ross, all of these amazing, powerful women that I look up to. Beyonce as well too, and she was also on the wall as well too. And that week, I didn't think I was going to get that interview, and then her publicist, her team, messaged me back with her information. Boom, booked. You got it.
That's dope.
And I was just in shock, kid, when I tell you. And then I was nervous. You guys couldn't tell from the interview. I have to send it to you after this one so you can go and check it out. Stephanie should have sent that one to you. I sent it to her as well.
I
And she
definitely
checked
gotta
it.
watch it.
She was like, wow, yes. I You could not tell I was nervous in that interview. You guys couldn't, but I was. And I don't know how I executed it so perfectly, but y'all enjoyed it, and it's one of the most watched, most talked about interviews I've done in my career because people just like, you've
That's good.
interviewed her. I said, what was that like? Nerve wracking, because you're looking at Miss America. You watch her music videos, you see her on the covers of magazines, and it's like she's
Yeah.
staring back at
And
you.
it's like you
Singing with
actually talking to
the
me.
most beautiful women in the world, and I'm looking at her, and I'm just like, okay, you got to pull it together. You cannot fangirl out. You got to be professional. This is your moment to shine. And it was a great interview. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I didn't think, honestly, didn't think I was going to get that one. And it was like a full circle moment because before I got that interview with her, I had her on my vision board and on my wall, like
Hmm.
trying to do my hair like her, do my makeup like her, just emulating the woman because she is a part of fashion culture. She is a part
Yeah.
of Black culture, soul food. We know the lines to soul food word for word. And Nia Long is doing press for Michael right now with Coleman. So it's like it's crazy to be able to sit with her and her share those stories, with us, the viewers, the fans, all of that. It was just amazing. So full circle. And that brings me to my next question for you. Full circle, because I did get some advice. What's the best advice that you've been given?
Um, Stop focusing on the negative and put more energy into the positive and people who are actually willing to invest and actually are supporting you. I used to put a lot of energy into people who were hating on me and downgrading the things that I was doing and trying not to give me my flowers. But as I'm growing as an artist and as a man in general, um, I'm learning, and I appreciate all the people who reach out and do give me those messages because it's definitely needed because I don't have um, male influences really, and I don't have mentors or things like that. So everything that I learn, I'm learning as I go, trials and tribulations. So to have people reach out who actually care about my journey and give me those types of advices is definitely dope. But yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things that I'm starting to learn and really put into effect. So
And it's going to be more male influences. You've got your label mates, Swag Two Times, who's also coming on the show later
yeah,
this month, I believe. And when Stephanie sent me the pictures of both of you, I'm pretty sure you already get it. Yeah, I was like, they both look like they could be brothers, but there's
I've
clearly
heard.
a
Yeah, we heard
difference in the
that.
sound. Your sounds are completely different. You're in two different lanes, and that's what I love about you as artists. Is artists find their own lanes. They don't like to be like the next person and the next
Yeah,
person. And I always say this to my colleagues: it's more room than enough at the top for everybody to shine and find their lane of what they want to do. One artist is not going to be like the next artist, but there can be similarities in a way. But
yeah,
your other label mate, who is also a male as well too, T Bishop, he will be joining me. So you have brothers. You all are under my girl Stephanie, but you have powerful
yeah,
black women in the corner. You just met one today. You're looking at her right here on the screen. So
definitely.
you've got my girl Steph, and there's so many others. And I'm pretty sure your family is always going to be there. And we talk about family rooting for us all the time because getting into this business, especially our mothers. Don't get us started on that. Your mothers have reservations. They like, you gonna do what now? You want to be a singer? No, you girl, you going to school, you gonna hit them books. And
Yeah.
my father was a Marine vet. So my father was very stern, strict, disciplinarian. And we did things, in order. He taught us order. He taught us structure. My mom was a nurturer. And they was like, "You're gonna do what?" So my brother decided to go into the military. Me, I decided to go and do something else. I have other siblings as well, too. Four brothers, two sisters. And each and every one of us, growing up with siblings, we've each had our career path. I chose the entertainment and fashion and beauty world. So at the time, we didn't really have an arts program or a fashion program. So I had to wind up taking cosmetology.
Mm.
And I was telling my guest, I had Daryl DC Chambers laughing about this last week. I said, Daryl, you went to college. You understand how media and everything works. I didn't go to school for this. I didn't go to college for this. I went
Mhm.
to school to learn how to pick up a box of Dark and Lovely and a hot comb. So that was my passion. I wanted to learn how to do hair and do nails and do makeup. And I learned from watching the women in my family. My grandmother would always have her hot comb or a box to relax or whatever it is on the stove or curling iron, and she would do hair in the house. And then I had families who went and they've opened their own family members who went and opened their own barbershop or their own beauty salon. And my father, me being young at the time, I was privy to seeing both sides, the male side men get their hair cut and then women get their hairstyle by my other cousin. So it was just like, okay, now it's time for my time to shine. And this is where you get it out here. So yes, that was where I decided to go. But definitely it goes to all circle back to having those influences in your life. You have them, they're there. That's for sure. That's for sure.
They're starting to come along, yes. And I'm definitely appreciative of everybody who comes into my life and that God blesses me with, because I've definitely been getting more and more people around me who actually believe in me and willing to keep me in certain headspaces to make sure that I'm doing the right things.
Yes, 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 yes. Now, this is my next question. Since we're talking about people, if you could step in any other person's shoes for a day, who would it be and why? And I have a feeling I know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna let him say it, y'all.
I was about to say, I don't know. Nobody. I don't want to be in nobody else's shoes. My
Artist
life is
wise,
already
if
hard.
you could be any artist, what
Oh,
artist?
artist. Oh, I'm finna be Jay-Z for a day.
See,
Yeah, I'm
let me
finna be
send you
Jay-Z
the
for a day.
cards for
Finna,
here.
we finna go find Kid Griffey. And we finna go put him on. That's what I'm gonna do for that day.
And I will say this about Jay Z, and it's oh, you mentioned Tupac as well.
Yeah.
I would say this
Favorites.
about Tupac and Jay Z, and it's another Common as well. Common's from Chicago.
Common is amazing.
These three men with a pen in their hands, being able to write from real life experience, that's real. They
Yeah,
come from a place, growing up and not forgetting where they came from. That's real, and that's what makes people relatable as an artist. And for
definitely.
me, y'all already know who I'm gonna say. She's my girl, just did her Las Vegas residency, and I just got off the phone with my aunt. She is a big stand for this woman. She is a Mary J. Blige stand. And growing up, I was maybe 12, 13 years old. It was the I think it was Mary did the concert, or was it the My Life album? One of the two. And my aunt would play Mary J. Blige in the car religiously. Like she loves Mary J. Blige. And
Yeah, my OG
she
the
loved Michael
best.
Jackson as well too, but Mary, it was something about Mary. Mary sings from a place of pain. She sings from a
Yeah.
place that is real, and she sings from a place that people can relate to. Jay Z, Kendrick, Common, Tupac, they all write from a place that is real. And I think us coming from where we're coming from, starting rough at the bottom to get to this point in our lives, that is what's relatable to people. So, great answer to that question. Great artists that we just mentioned, and great
Definitely.
artists overall. Love Jay Z, love Tupac. Tupac, I don't think there will ever be another Tupac, and you said
Nah.
Biggie as well too. These men sitting, writing from what they see growing up, their experience. overcoming this
Yeah.
all to get to this point in the height of their career. It just goes to show you, going way too soon. We've lost way too many musical. I don't even call them
Geniuses.
icons. I call them maestros.
Yeah.
Maestros with a pen. So that's something I think, and that leads me to my
Really.
next question. The 90s and the 80s, you had so many uh, dynamic hip hop artists that came out in that time. And how has social media improved or impaired society as an artist from your standpoint? How would you say it's helped or improved anything?
It's helped because it's like you get that right viral moment and it could change your life. It also didn't help because it's like it watered down a lot of things. Not everything is hand to hand. People aren't getting personal experiences anymore or seeing the person go on the corner to
Yeah,
go sell his CDs or
yeah.
things like that. So it's like it kind of and then it made everybody an artist. Everybody wants to be a rapper. So it's like it was a helpful and a bad thing at the same time. But at the same time, we gotta always use it for good. So I say it'll always be more positive than it is bad.
Yes. And in the 90s, you had to call your phone. You had y'all remember the pay phones? You had to call your phone, you had to get your beeper, and if you were going to call somebody, you had to go to that pay phone or the
Mhm.
old-fashioned flip cell phones. Y'all have seen them. I mean, we've
Everything
come a
was more
long.
personal back then.
Yes. And this is how artists, the demo tapes, you could put it right in your car. We don't have those in the car anymore now, CD players. But they've brought back the old, what we call them now, shoestring tape players. I've seen one, and it's a company called Seventh Avenue, and they have them. And I'm like, this is very retro. I would love to have something like this because my father,
Yeah, check it out.
we would go to a flea market. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say that. We would go to a flea market, and that's where I get a lot of my music from. And there's a man who had a bunch of CD from multiple various artists, and I would go straight to that R&B and that jazz box or that hip hop box. And I can remember pulling out Sade, Tony Braxton, who was another, Beyonce, all of these different black artists, Miles Davis. I grew up listening
Mhm.
to Count Basie, Ella Fitzgerald. My
Oh
first
yeah.
time listening to a Tisket, a Tasket, my father just was randomly, I was in the kitchen and I was cooking something. And this woman just comes on and she's singing about a yellow basket. It's Ella Fitzgerald. And then you heard the men, the bass, the singers who sang bass,
Yeah.
saying is it red, is it green, and all they were just saying all of these colors. It's funny, you guys have to go and listen to it. I'm just like, this woman had a gift. I've studied Ella Fitzgerald in school, but I've also studied Billie Holiday, Nina Simone. You want to go back in time? We since we're heading to talk about Kid Griffey's country project and what made him turn in that direction, Rosetta Tharpe. Uh, it was so many black artists out during the 80s, the 50s, the 60s that we can go back and do our research on as well too. And the artists of today or in the 90s have been influenced by somebody. Tupac has been influenced by somebody. Common has been
Mhm.
influenced. Jay-Z has been influenced by somebody. And you hear them use the samples of their music in that song.
Yeah.
So it's like they're paying homage to them. Which brings me to you, kid. Country. Now, I've listened to a lot of your music, and you infuse rock, you infuse R&B, infuse a lot of different genres into your music, and that's what I love about you is that. And I say this to a lot of my guests who are just not in one lane. You're not a one-trick pony. You don't just stay in one
That's fine.
lane. You're like, I'm going to all aspects of everything. So, what made you go in the direction of country? Because we're seeing an influx of black artists and country music.
Definitely.
Beyonce, yes, with most recent Cowboy Carter. But what made you say, let me go ahead and tap into this too?
Like I said, I had went through something one day and the next day it was like because it was like I've always loved country. And I've always told myself that I would try to write a country song. But for me, I never rushed myself into doing anything. I pretty much just let songs come naturally. If I have an idea for it, I keep it in my mind or put it down in my phone or something like that. But if I'm not in a right mindset to write that song, then I won't start it. But I've always wanted to write one, and so when that moment came, it was just like it came so natural when I started to write it. And I was like, yeah, this is definitely something I feel like I should be doing. And so it made me continue to write. And so that came out as a EP project of Cowboy Griffey.
Look at that.
And that'll be out in next month.
All right. April,
So
May,
yeah, next
June.
month Cowboy Griffey will be out.
So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for June, and you've got no reason and Chocolate Cowboy. So y'all make sure y'all
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. Go and check it out and check out Kid Griffey's previous music. Hi, Kendra. Hey, girl. Welcome to the dollhouse. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know I got to do something. My girl right here. Y'all make sure that y'all go. And also, I want to give a shout outs to my brother King Jives. Y'all make sure y'all head on over and subscribe to my brother's platform as well too. And we did a show together, so that was awesome. So definitely shout outs to my girl. You are so welcome. Welcome. We are here with Kid Griffey, and we're just talking about different genres of music. What I love about Kid is that you just like T Bishop, because I had the same conversation with him as well too, and how important for it is that artists continue to keep mixing and infusing different genres of music. Now, y'all know I'm a part of the Beehive. Y'all know I'm a big Beyonce stan. I love that woman. And y'all
I know
compare me
you
to her as
already.
far as work ethic. I love her work ethic. She's consistent. Myself as well too. Uh, Act three. Y'all are asking me. I don't know. Y'all have tried to ask Miss Tina as well too on Sherry, and Miss Tina was like, if I told you, I'd have to, I'd have to kill you. I can't give that information. But Act three, okay, I will say this. I always say it. Every artist has imagery. Even Kid, I've noticed some of your imagery. I'm like, okay, is he going to give us rock and roll in this picture here or in this sound here? And I've went back and I've watched the videos and it tells a complete different story. So you're unpredictable, just like she's unpredictable, because with Beyonce, when she gave us Act One of Renaissance, it was dance electronica. Act Two was Cowboy Carter. Act Three is fill in the blank. Who knows? A lot of people are speculating. Sound off, Fashion Dolls. Kendrick, y'all, what do y'all think Act Three is going to be? Because y'all know I am a Beyonce stan over here. I would say Act Three is probably going to be rock and roll. Pay attention to her pictures. That's all I'm going to
She's a
say. Because she is just like you are genius on marketing, she's genius on marketing. She's not going to just make the announcement just like that. No, no, no. Remember, she took all of her pictures down off of Instagram. The Instagram was completely black. And everybody was speculating, could it be Destiny's Child getting back together, going on tour? What could it be? And then you see like a shadow, first part of that. And then the next part, she goes and she broke it down like puzzle pieces. And then you go to her
Mhm.
Instagram and it's all her standing in the glass. And the first single is Break My Soul. Then boom, we're getting new music and we're getting a tour. So that's how we got Renaissance Act One. And then
Yep.
the Hoppers Bazaar cover was a dead giveaway. Remember, she's on the horse. The whole theme for Renaissance was silver, it was platinum. And she's on the horse and she's turning, she's got the hat on and everything. She's coming out with new music. Pay attention to his imagery, Kid Griffey's imagery, and pay attention to Beyonce's imagery, because every artist has something they're trying to tell you through a picture. So
Yeah.
remember, Bad Bunny just headlined the Super Bowl not too long ago, this year, 2026. So she dropped a photo. She cut her hair and everything. Aesthetics are everything. So pay attention to details. But let me go to Chrissy's comment, because y'all are speculating with me. It could be rock infused with a little something extra. Beyonce will have us guessing. And this
Yeah.
individual sitting over here next to me as well, he will too. You don't know what you're going to get with him. And that's the thing about introverts, they're unpredictable. Extroverts, we're out there, we're out loud with it. But Scorpios were also very mysterious as well too. So that's something that we can relate to as far as having in common with introverts, being mysterious, not knowing what the next move is going to be. So if you know what Beyonce's next chapter is going to be for the Renaissance trilogy, that let me know. Sound off. Because again, you just like with Kid here, you don't know what you're going to get. So you just have to stay tuned. Stay tuned and let that be that. I don't know. I can't tell you, but I can tell you this is that she's going to deliver it. It's not going to be your traditional whatever it is, just like she did with Cowboy Carter. And just like Kid Griffey is doing with Cowboy Griffey, I can tell you it's not going to be your traditional. I woke up and I broke my banjo, old, sad country song. It's not going to be like that. It's
Oh,
going to
no,
be
we got
something
some
that
good
you can
stuff.
definitely, yes, snapping your finger, dance, get up and dance into like 803 Fresh. Shout outs to, I'm in South Carolina. Shout outs to 803 Fresh, who gave us something for the moment, for the culture, and had us all with our boots on the ground. So,
Oh yeah.
literally, who knows? Who knows? It could be
Right.
something different. That's your
Yeah, I'm about to say
average. But go ahead.
I got a little step in there.
Okay. Okay. And he can't give a lot, but just make sure that you guys are staying tuned. Next month is going to be coming out, and it's titled Cowboy Griffey. And the singles are No Reason and Chocolate Cowboy. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. All right.
Definitely.
Now, speaking of being unpredictable, I'm stalling off for the turn the table segment. But before we turn the tables and we take some questions from my viewers and my fashion dolls here, we're going to do something called the rapid. And this is where my guests get to tell me 5 things that they can't live without. So, kid, you have to tell me 5 of your guilty pleasures that you can't live without, that you like to uh, binge watch, eat, whatever you like in your downtime. Because I know I'll give you an example of one of mine, which I love. I absolutely love the Sour Punch candy straws. That's one of my guilty pleasures. They make the popsicles, and the popsicles are like this small, where you can literally cut them and eat them. They're not like the long popsicles, but those are one of my guilty pleasures. So, what are your top 5 guilty pleasures you can't live without?
uh, what I would say, I have a very I don't know what's been happening as I've like over this past like year or something. Really love plain tortilla chips. Don't know why. And I don't need no salsa, no nothing. I just eat them plain. Like, and it's good for somehow. It didn't used to be like that, but it's good now. So, uh, what else? Um, I gotta stop doing it because I know it's not good for us black people, as black folks. I gotta stop putting I put so much sugar in my Kool-Aid. It is ridiculous. Like, and I be having people say stuff about it, but it's like, yeah, you ain't gotta drink it. You in my house. I don't I don't judge you for how you make your Kool-Aid. So, um, what else? Um, I got a bad thing for I love watching old movies. Like, don't know. I love like, and I will rewatch it 1,000 times and not care about anything new. So that's another thing. That's definitely a guilty pleasure. I've watched so many old movies 1,002 times for no reason, knowing I know every word of it. Um, what else can I not live without? Uh, that's kind of hard. I don't know. What can I not live without? I mean, my music. I don't know if everybody 420 friendly, but I smoke a little bit. Sometimes with people stressing me out, I be needing that. No cap.
I
uh
think you and my colleague Bubs the God would get along great. And if my
yeah,
girl
that's
Faith was here, you won't believe what he said to her in her interview. She was absolutely screaming. We all were screaming. He said, I'm gonna go on ahead and I would pass it on to God. She asked, well, what about this? God created this, so I'm gonna pass it on to. I was
Hey, no
screaming.
cap. No
Don't
cap.
you? would get along great. And Kendra wants to know how old the movies have to be.
I love because I've been watching some. I watched some black and white movies like 2 weeks ago. Um, but I feel like the ones that I binge watch and rewatch over and over again is like from the '90s and early 2000s. Like How High is probably I've watched that 1,002 times.
Fantastic.
Starsky and Hutch. I don't know if people know what that is, but that's one of my favorite movies. Undercover Brother. One of my favorite movies. Fridays. I didn't watch all those a million and three two times.
Oh,
Um, what else? Just I watched every hood movie 1,000 times. Uh, I watched Soul Plane more times than I should actually admit. I feel like, yeah, I love old movies like '90s, 2000s. I feel like those were the most interesting movies.
yes, and those are cult classics. Friday, you never get tired. We never get
Nah,
tired of watching that. Everybody knows it word for word. It's a part of Black culture. These films were a part of Black culture, and we were just not too long ago. I had an interview with Maurice Godfrey, and we were talking about how shows and films like Friday and How High and Don't Be a Menace, all of these films have helped shape Black culture because we
yeah,
see ourselves somewhere in these characters. So
yeah.
don't feel bad for that. And as far as the sugar, um, shoot, that's a part of Black culture as well too. We like to have it's a Southern thing. We do it down here in the Carolinas. It's a South thing. The lemonade has to
Need
be
that
sweet. When my grandmother
sweetness.
would make lemonade or Kool Aid, it would be sweet. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, Lord help me. It is now time to pass the microphone on over to Kid Griffey here. It is no longer styled by Stevie Fashion Doll, so let me set these cards to the side. He's going to be interviewing me and asking me some questions, and I have no clue what he's going to ask me. Kendra, girl, I am nervous. So
I gotta figure out some good.
take it
I
away,
gotta
kid.
figure out some
It's
good
time
questions.
to
Hmm.
turn those tables. All right.
I kind of want to get you in trouble a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right. Kendra, K Toops.
Who is your who like out of your group of people that you rock with and that you support and like who is your favorite?
Oh, man. And it's like someone asked me when we did this, what was your favorite? Who's your favorite interview? It's like asking a mother to choose her favorite child. It's so hard. I would have to say out of all of them because I love them all. Ooh,
And that's what people say when they cop out. You know I love all y'all.
and I do. I would say K Tukes. I would say K Tukes because
Oh
he picks up that phone, he will call me. Not that they don't do it, they do it too. We all have like a
yeah.
group chat, a circle. Kendra, she will. We will chat in our brothers, in my brother King Jobs' chat. Shout outs to him. All of them, we all communicate in different ways, and my relationships with each and every one of them is just amazing. So definitely K Tubes. That's number one. And today is his birthday. Y'all show him some love.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday again, my boy. Uh what's another good question? I ain't know I was gonna get to ask questions. I would have had these written down. Uh I can't think of no good questions off the bat. Now I feel stuck. what's I don't know no good questions. Y'all ask her something. What's a good question I should ask, y'all? I need y'all help for a second. I'm not good with
I
asking questions, people.
They'll ask questions, all right. Remember, Rico Casadon was here. Rico tried to get
Oh.
all up in my business. So I had one ask me, who was I dating? Who, all of those type of questions, all of that. They were trying to get all up in the Kool-Aid. and find out my business because I'm a very private person. But
Yeah, I was
even though
about to
I'm
say I
a
don't want to ask nothing too personal.
but they do that, you set yourself up in the hot seat. Yes, Lord, you set yourself up and put yourself in the hot seat. They will ask those type of questions. You know,
So, do you
uh,
have a
and
lover?
what was that? I couldn't hear you.
I said, do you have a lover?
No, no, loving on myself now, just loving on myself,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Uh,
loving on.
what was your longest relationship?
Oh, my longest relationship was 3 years. 3 years. My God,
Three.
yes.
What was that?
And we just lost contact. Like this guy that I was talking to years ago, and we just lost communication. And then it was also a distance thing as well too. Like this guy
Mm.
was in
Oh, you
Texas.
were
I'm
staying
all the
long distance.
Carolina. So y'all imagine what it's like having to work in long distance relationships. And then, you're not being able to see. But the beauty of it is we FaceTime with each other, but it was just a distance thing between us two. Everything else
Oh,
we will communicate on the same page and everything. But if I do get in a relationship, it have to be someone closer to me.
yeah.
Something. And what I look for in a guy is a guy who's compulsive, who's exciting, who likes to have a great time. I like to have a great time. Who's very supportive. I'm always into family, always into going out and things like that, or sometimes staying in. And I could cook because yes, I cook. I cook in my downtime. That I don't know. So either or. And yes, Kendra, they do get wild. But Rico Castanine, y'all talk to him. Check that interview out. He tried to get all up in my business, girl, all up in my Kool Aid. And it was funny, but he was like, "I'm the same thing." Kids said, "I'm not gonna get too personal." But Deshaun D. Will Spivey, shout outs to him. He did. He said, "Are you dating anyone?" And then I had one of the guys from Force MD, Zahim, ask that question. What's your astrological sign, and are you single? All of those type of things. So
hmm
yes, I get it.
What's a deal breaker?
A deal breaker for me. Oh, a bad personality, like a guy who is just like doesn't have it together. I look for a guy who has an amazing personality, who likes to laugh, who likes to. Oh, yes, Kendra, that too. Not being
Yeah, lying.
honest. You got to be honest and upfront because honesty is the best policy. And I believe that communication is key in any relationship to making it work. So lying is a deal breaker for me. And a turnoff would be a bad personality. Like, don't come to the date taking your anger and frustrations out on me. I'm here to have a good time. You don't even know me. I'm not, they could have been into it with anybody else. But I'm just like, hey, I'm here. I'm your date for the evening. Pay me attention
Mhm.
too, you know? But yes, those are two deal breakers for me. Lying, like Kendra said, and then the other would be the bad personality. I could say bad breath, but I'm a woman who loves to keep herself together. That if I'm keeping myself together, I expect my guy to do the same. And I could take a low cut, a clean cut, or whatever like that, or dreadlocks, or all right, kid. But yes. Oh my goodness. But that's what I look for in a guy who likes to have a good time. And I'm also very active. I like to get up in the morning,
Okay.
I exercise. I'm the type of
That's
Scorpio.
what
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like
get
to
into.
just sit down and go to the movies, and you can't even really talk if you're going on a date to the movies because you got to be quiet. Everybody else trying to watch the movie. You got to wait
That's
till
like a
after the film to talk. I
yeah. I
want to
was
go golf cart riding. I want to go shoot basketballs at Dave and Buster's. Yes, don't let the glamour and the glitz fool you. I'm the type of girl that likes to be in activities. So
okay.
shooting basketball at Dave and Buster's, whack-a-moles, those type of games, riding golf carts. I'm a kid at heart. I'm a kid at heart, literally. So it's
That's the
literally
best
an
way to be.
8-year-old inside of me. I like to have a good time. And even my mom would be like, "Child, you need to quit." I'll do little things to make her laugh. So yes, for sure.
Somebody outside my house repping a car.
Oh my goodness. Yes, you can't. The movies is fun, but the thing is with
Yeah,
the
but that's
movies, if
like
you're going,
after you know the person.
yeah. And you
Like
can
this got to
hold
be
hands and sit there and watch it together, but you can't talk to each other. You got to
yeah.
wait till after. But you can share snacks. This is a good way. You can
Definitely.
share snacks.
I don't know. I think I'm out of questions. Yeah, I can't think of nothing too good right now. I be blank minded when it come to interviews.
I guess that concludes it up, fashion dolls. Y'all just about got it. But because I know that was a question that it depends on the people in their relationship. Yes, yes, that too, brother. Um, but that's what I look for in a guy. And I know a lot of people wanted to ask that question. Are you seeing anybody? What's going on with your relationship status? I don't talk about it here on the show because I keep that to myself as very intimate. But
Yeah.
I'm not involved in anybody. I'm not. Not at all. And I describe the type of guy that I'm looking for, but that's it for sure. A nice outgoing guy that's, family, family oriented, that loves his family, one that loves his friends, one that cares not just for themselves, but for others as well too. And not only just them, but me as well. So I look for a guy who has a great heart, who has a great sense of humor, who's outgoing. Those are things that I look for in a man. So definitely, definitely for sure. And it'll come. I'm not in a rush. And yes,
Man, a
that too,
background
girl.
check first.
You got to, and it's a lot of women who get on. It's so many dating apps out here, and it's
Oh
scary. We
yeah.
see the stories, and it's y'all seen the life. I watch a lot of Lifetime movies, just like you watch a lot of black and white movies. I watch a
Hmm.
lot of black and white and Lifetime movies, and we see these things play out in real life where women would go on these dates with these men, and these men
And they
have
don't
like
come back.
thoughts to say, yes, like wake up chained to the bed, like what the hell is going on here? So yes, we've seen it.
Hmm. Background check might
Oh,
not be bad.
absolutely, absolutely. So, fashion dolls, we went over an hour in this conversation. This has been so good. Do
Oh,
we
it's a good
have
conversation.
Yes? Do we have any questions for myself or kid? This was such a great conversation. And again, Cowboy Griffey. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that dropping next month in June. And the singles are Chocolate Cowboy and No Reason. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for it. And also, we're going to bring Kid back here to the dollhouse. But this was so much fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And K-Tubes, brother, I hope you are enjoying your birthday as well, too. And eat lots of cake for me. Now my stomach is growling because now that is something that I do have a taste for.
Kid, I have to get you to come on my show too. Just reach out. Just reach out. Just reach out. Have me on my Instagram or my Facebook or something. Everything is under Kid Griffey. KIDDGRIFFEY. So just tap in with me anytime. I'm always checking my messages and everything. So
I'm so glad I was able to catch the live. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you, girl. And I'm seeing you and Brother King Jobs is live. He's probably going to be live later this afternoon. So y'all go and check out my brother, Official King Jobs. Yes, that is my brother. We have had King and K Tooks and Faith, all of them. They have been out longer than I have. I started
mm,
in 2014, right after high school. And
talk.
oh my God. So, I'm in my teen years coming into my own and to my late 20s. And then starting this platform, I'm 32 now. And for y'all to see me evolve as this teenager to now stepping into my adulthood and now being 32 and it's going to keep going and progressing and progressing. I try to be stress free and someone actually thought that I was 22, and I'm just like, no, no, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Ain't
I,
no
I wish I could go back to 22. I wish I could go back to 28, but I love 32. I love Club 30, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Brother K Toops just turned 41, so I'm just like, I'm ready to get to 41 already. I just want to experience that slice of life. That would be exciting and shocking at the same time.
not for real.
So it's coming. I'm not going to rush it. And I tell people this all the time about aging, which is just let it happen naturally. And whatever else comes along, those lines that you want to take away or erase off of your face, that is from happiness and joy. So keep smiling, keep living, keep laughing because you can live a very long, healthy life. And not only just that, but continue to keep bringing joy because joy, you can come a long way from spreading joy. I'll be 40 in July. Kendra, I'm ready to catch up with you and brother K Tukes, but I mean, my mom was saying my uncle. I spoke to my uncle on the phone over the weekend, and he said you got a long way to go. You're not at 40 yet. You're 32. You got a long way to go,
Mhm.
and I'm proud to be here because when you turn 30 or you're in your 20s, it's like that light bulb just goes off. You know that certain aspect of life just kicks in. So yes,
Boy,
yes, yes. I will, Kendra. I will. It's like that clock keeps going backwards. Women age backwards, and I don't know what it is. But I try to be stress free. I try to exercise. I try to drink lots of water and stay hydrated. Definitely take your time. I'm not in a rush. I would love to be, jump ahead and then jump back, but you can't.
yeah.
Just
We just
let
looking
nature,
forward to it.
yes, just let nature take its course. Just ride the wave. And right now I'm riding that 30 wave. I'll be 33 this October 31st. So,
Which
yeah.
is amazing
Um,
because you definitely do not look like it. So you good.
and I try to be stress free. You know, I, the things that are in my life that stress me out, I try not to let them weigh me down. K Toops knows this, even though I have to balance out taking care of families and hosting a show. Kendra says she wants to jump back. Well, give me 40. You said 40. Give me 40. We can trade ages. You can be 32 and I'll be 40, girl.
Don't
I
jump
want to
back.
just experience it. I want to experience it just once. But my sister, believe it or not, my late sister that I was telling kid about, she cried when she turned 30, and I was laughing at her like, but but now it's happening to me. The same symptoms that she felt when you're in your 20s, you can just sprout up out of bed like it's nothing. When you're 32, it's a certain type of way you have to get out of the bed. And for me, things start to crack here and there. It's not pretty. Y'all, if you're in your 30s, you can't sprout up like you want to, like you're in your 20s, because you're youthful. You're just coming out of your teens into your own. But 30, as you get up there, as you start to get up there, you can't do what you used to do. You got to kind of take it slow. And right now, I'm
It's
taking
like
it slow.
you got
Yes.
to roll. You can't just stand up now.
Absolutely. Whereas before, when I was 20, I could just put my foot up on my little what is it? The little stump stool, sprout up, and go towards the door and then get out the door. That's what we would do. Absolutely, Kendra. Yes. Your bones will be singing. And I've like, okay, how my back start hurting. I done slept on the wrong side. My neck over here hurting a little bit too. So it's like
Mhm.
all of the things that you wouldn't imagine started to hurt are starting to hurt. And I'm
Yeah.
picking on the brunt end of it, of what my sister was experiencing. I'm sitting up there laughing at her, and God reversed that karma back around on me like, now it's your turn. Here you go. You want to laugh at your sister turning 30? You're 32 now. So the same symptoms that she
Mhm.
was feeling when she was getting up out of bed, now it's happening to me. So it's like, and then a certain mindset just kicks in, a certain maturity. And people would
Yeah.
think that I older than I am or younger than I look. And it's just like, because I take good care of myself. And not just that, but with big responsibility comes having to mature very fast, having to mature and
Mhm.
evolve very fast. So I would say that has played a part into it as well too. But
Definitely.
I think that just about covers it all, fashion dolls. This was a great conversation, and today's show is centered around daring to be different, daring to step outside of your norm, step outside of your comfort zone. So I'm gonna let Kid take it away with the final word, and then I'll give my final word. So, what would you tell to any artist that's looking to step outside of their comfort zone, out of their norm, and try things that are different in the music genre?
Like I tell artists that come to me for advice all the time, just continue to try stuff. We artists for a reason. There's really no right way of doing things, and there's no wrong way of doing things. So If your heart and your mind and your creativity takes you to a certain direction, just follow it for a second. It might not be something that you like comfortable with. You might be a little afraid of it at first, but once you actually give it a try and things like that, just be open to new things and new vibes and just see where it can take you. And always just be have an open mindset.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And today's final thought comes from Jodie Foster, amazing actress. And she says, normal is not something to aspire to, it's something to get away from. So get outside of stepping outside of your comfort zone. Get outside of stepping outside of the norm and what you're traditionally doing with whether it may be fashion, whether it may be art, whether it may be music. They all go hand in hand. But at the same time,
Hmm.
it's all about daring to be different. And I dare to be different. I don't like to be like other hosts of a platform. And I think that's what sets us all aside is that K Tooks has his formula. Faith has her formula. King Jobs has his. Conscious has his. Bubs has his. And Kid has his. If you want to go to the music side, T Bishop, who's joining me tomorrow, has his. And Swag two times has his. Each artist
Hmm.
or each host has their formula of what makes them different. And that's what makes y'all love us each individually is the fact that we're not the same. It's like, and I use this analogy every single time. You go into an ice cream shop and you see all of the different flavors and you don't know exactly what you're going, what you want exactly. You go in there and there's so many. So it's more than enough room at the top. And I will close the
Definitely,
show out with that, Fashion Dolls. So,
definitely, definitely.
as always, such a pleasure. Cowboy Griffey, next month, June. Make sure you guys go and check it out. No Reason and Chocolate Cowboy. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. That will be next month in June. And let everyone know where they can follow you.
You guys can follow me everywhere under Kid Griffey. It's KIDDGRIFFEY. And that's on Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, everything is gonna be under the same name. Just subscribe and just check me out. Just take a second to just see if you like what I got going on. Like, let's see if you like it.
All right, Fashion Dolls, and we're going to bring Kid back on the show, and we're going to set that up. I love you all. And joining me tomorrow, we have Kids label mate T Bishop will be joining me again here in the Dollhouse. And I love you, Fashion
Yeah.
Dolls. And y'all stay tuned for my girl Faith is the Substance. She'll be going on the 6th. Make sure y'all tune in for that. And my brother King Jobs will be live a little later this afternoon. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to him. And I love you all, Fashion Dolls. Make sure you subscribe to me and hype up those live videos. There's so many. I love y'all all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Till next time, take care.